What's up guys, Bryan here, and today I want to talk to you about something called Shell Voicings. Now, it's basically what it says in the name. The shell meaning it outlines the particular chord with the most important notes. So, very briefly, I'm going to explain what they are. You know, in a C major chord, C major 7 chord, let's say, you've got 1, 3, 5, and 7, meaning C, E, G, and B. However, the G is not that important in the grand scheme of things, because without it, it will still sound like a C major 7 chord. Whereas if you changed the root, it won't be a C major 7 chord anymore. If you change the third, let's say if you flatten it, it becomes a C minor. And if you change anything about the 7th, it might become like a dominant or a minor 7, let's say. So the only note that you can sort of get rid of and throw away is the 5th in this case. And a lot of the times shell voicings are basically playing the root, the 3rd and the 7th. And the 3rds and the 7ths of the chord are so-called guide tones because they literally tell you what the chord quality is. So why might we want to know something like this? Well, because shell voicings are very easy to play on the guitar. They are very simple voicings compared to your conventional pop and rock bar chords. So as you've probably guessed, shell voicings actually use a lot fewer notes, right? And I'm going to show you just a quick few shell voicings to get you started. As with most chord voicings, you'll get something called inversions, which is basically instead of going 1, 3, 5, you've got 3, 5, 1. Okay, it's just changing the order of the notes that they go in. It's the same chord. As usual, I don't really want to just show you how to press on the guitar and how to play those chord voicings without explaining the process of how I go about finding them. So let's try and find a C major 7 shell voicing. Theoretically, we know that it's going to be C, E, no G, and B. So C, E, and B are going to make our C major 7 chord voicing on the guitar. You can find those by simply going, where is the C major 7 bar chord? The full bar chord shape that uses 6 strings. So in this case, it's going to be right from the C major 7. Sorry, it's from the C major bar chord. You kind of go, right, this is the root, you go an octave up. If you don't know this already, go and check out probably my second ever video that talks about the geography of the guitar, finding your octaves. So from here, you've got C here on the 10th fret of the 4th string. If you just lower that by a fret, so a semitone, you get B. So, okay. Shell voicings, a lot of the time, it's just simplifying the big bar chord shapes. So, play the 6th string at the bottom, and the middle 2 strings, so string number 4 and number 3. And you'll get this sound. And that really is enough to tell the listener that this is a C major 7 chord, rather than playing. Once again, let's check whether we're right by looking at the individual notes that we're playing. So we've got C, we've got B, and we've got E. Okay? So 1, 7, and 3. Let's do it for a minor, let's say. So let's take A minor this time. You could do it from the theoretical way, So eliminate the 5 and just play the 1, flat 3 and flat 7. But since we did that with the C major 7 chord, let's go the other way. Let's just find the A minor 7 bar chord. So we've got our A minor here. Okay, lose that pinky to get a G. So you're barring the G with your first finger. And of course, it's already quite a hard chord to play because you're barring so many strings. This is where Shell Voicings come in to help you out, because you can just play the A, just play the G, and just play the C. String number 6, 4 and 3. And you can press it down like that, or like that. So this is your A minor 7 shell voicing. And then let's extend this idea and see how can we find, let's say for example, a dominant chord voicing. Well, the difference between an A minor 7 and an A7 is just one note. Because in the minor 7 we've got 1 flat 3, 5, flat 7, and in the dominant we've got 1, 3, 5, flat 7. The difference there is only the third. So what we've got to do now, we've got our A minor 7 chord shell voicing. We can raise the flat third into a natural third. So our third is going to be the C. We raise that up to a C sharp. That's your A7 shell voicing. And you'll see that it sounds similar to your A7 bar chord, in that it's the same chord, it's just how many notes are duplicated, repeated, and the order that they come in. As well as you can work backwards, so we've got our A7 bar chord here. Really, you're only playing the bottom string, the fourth string, and the third string when you do the shell voicing. Then it's just a question of how you position your fingers in that chord. So that's the basic idea of shell voicings. You'll get different inversions, like I said. And I find that it's super useful when you're playing any tune really that uses a lot of extensions, like A minor 7 or A minor 11, because then you can work with your basic shell voicings and extend them out. So you can add, knowing that this is an E and it belongs in the A minor chord, you can simply extend it. Or you can start going into A minor 11 or A minor 9, kind of understanding the basics first before you go any further. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like these. Cheers.